Tokyo Disneysea, or as I will call it, Spend Your Yen Part 2, after the Fuji Q experience from yesterday. I'm here with special guest, my mother, who was only here for a couple of hours. I'm here for almost 10 or 11, so I probably will have a tiring day of Disney magic. It's a Friday, it's a busy day in the park during the New Year's week, but we are going to muscle our way through and try to get some fast passes. The official Mickey greeting is going on behind us. There's thousands of people. You can barely hear us. Which is good, because we're going to get fast passes. We're going to bypass all of this and actually get ahead of the crowd. So the first piece of advice on coming on a day as crazy as it is here right now is to get here early and get to the back for Indiana Jones. The lineup is 2.5 hours for that attraction right now, and the fast pass is at 2 o'clock already, and it's only 10:15. So I might not even get a fast pass for that ride, which is fine. I'll just do it at the end of the day. But I've already been on Dinosaur twice, so I know what the ride system is all about. Everything else seems to be at a medium level. The fast passes for all the other attractions are only at 10:30, 11 o'clock. So yeah, get to the back, get that early, and then get to the other attractions in the park. The theaters and the character meet and greets are also super popular. So this is the lineup alone for the Aladdin Theater. They like their shows here. I don't even know if that's enough the theater's big enough to actually hold all these people. You see many videos of this area now, having gone through all of the park essentially except for the harbor. It's hard to get a little focus in here, but my point is that cameras don't cover it. You got to get here to see this, because it's unreal. The amount of detail alone in just this lagoon area is something to behold. Coaster number 27, the Indiana Jones themed Raging Spirits. History of the Aladdin carousel to pull a muscle mounting. I missed the mounting action. I will not miss the dismount. I'm sure it's going to be just as entertaining. We're here for a long time, so we've got enough time to do all the rides. We are not discriminant. We do all the rides. And that's it. We're down to a party of one. A little recap. If you're taking an airport flight, or you're taking a flight from Disney Sea, say the resort or whatever, you can actually get a limousine from the bus terminal straight at Disney Sea, or straight next to the main entrance. So my mother is on that bus right now, taking it to Oneida, and she will be flying home, hopefully successfully. And that's it. That's a wrap for my companion. So she's a little sick, so probably best that she gets on her way and gets healthy in cold Canada. Very little convenient service, to be honest. So if you're coming, you can literally fly into the airport at Narita or Oneida and get straight to your accommodation here at Tokyo Disney Sea or Disneyland. Now that being said, I got a lot of stuff to do here still because the park is quite insane. It is vastly empty here. But it's a completely different sea of people inside the park. So let's get ourselves ready for the major portion of my visit here at Tokyo Disney. See ya! Every single time I come into a Disney park on my own, there's a parade going on and the theme continues. I'm actually coming back into the park right now, but at the same time, the parade is going on just ahead. Of course, at Disney Sea, it's not a parade, but more of a boat parade. And it's all outside of the Happy New Year! So welcome to Mickey's New Year's greeting, which is a big deal here at Tokyo Disneyland Resort. You can't even hear me. It is so loud in this park. It is so loud in every park in Asia. It is just a place you can shout all you want. For hiding my eyes under the brim, but as you can see, it's another crazy sunny day here in Tokyo, which is fine because the weather was forecast 2 weeks before this, constant showers, so we've lucked out. Alright, so the first thing I need to point out and go off in the fast pass situation here, we weren't able to get fast passes for all the rides that are now closed. Fast lanes are all closed for ticketing because about 3 hours into the park, most of the major attractions sold out of their tickets. I don't know why they prevent you from choosing times at the Disney parks as opposed to basically other parks where you kind of have it. Say Fuji-Q, which I went to yesterday, had the choice. It's an hour and 10 minutes for Tower of Terror right now. It was 60 minutes only about an hour earlier, so it's a very weird situation at this park where the lines do fluctuate. I guess people go around the park and try different attractions, and if they have fast passes, you can basically do your priority first and then get other things done later on in the evening. What my issue though is that we got fast passes for 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which in hindsight we probably should not have done since it is probably the least busiest ride of the big ones in this park that I've found so far. Also, at the same time, it's prevented us from getting a fast pass for Journey to the Center of the Earth. My mother only had 3.5 hours in the park, so we couldn't get a fast pass for that ride even though it was available. We would just as easily have gotten it for 1 p.m. if we could have, but unfortunately they stagger it so that you have to wait in order to get that pass up to an hour later. So we were only able to get fast passes, and basically she relinquished my ticket. I still have one more fast pass available from her ticket that is now not going to be used for anything because all the major attractions have already used up all the fast pass queues. Are the waits for fast passes, say at 8 p.m. in this park, going to be that long? I think that the wait for the fast passes is going to be longer than the standby queue. I'm a single rider, so I can't get into some rides, just generally on my own anyway. So we'll see how this transpires over the next 7 hours that I have left at the park. But at the same time, I'm going to get a beer and let this place calm down a bit, because it is a bit crazy, and I need to calm down, because you're going to see the sea of people that is Disney Sea. Alright, so I'm in the Dockside Diner, which I've had 2 pints, 600 yen each, which isn't terrible, to be honest with you. And I've been here about 45 minutes. I'm waiting for the crowds hopefully to die down, and I'm going to go back out into the park. View from here, however, if you're looking for a dingy type of dive experience in Disney Sea, then this is probably going to be the best one. But I'm going to tour a couple of bars in this place. There's no bars really, but I'm going to show you what the options are if you're here for, say, a different type of Disney experience, because there's not many attractions or shows that I want to do here. I'm really just here for the big rides and a couple of smaller ones. So let's have an interesting and different type of Disney Sea tour that you may not get on the regular channels. Okay, so part 2 of Disney Sea is now about to begin. I've had my 2 beers in the last bar. I'm probably going to have a couple more as expressed. But yeah, the sun is going down. Things are getting a little bit more quiet. To be honest, the thing about the Fast Pass thing is that if you are going to come to this park, get to either the Indiana Jones attraction or get to Journey to the Center of the Earth, because those are the 2 things that the fast passes will be gobbled up instantly. Do not do what I did, make the mistake of getting to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and getting a fast pass for what essentially will be a walk-on by this point of the evening. They probably still have fast pass options, and it's now 4 o'clock, so yeah, don't do that. But anyway, let's carry on. Now there's a lineup for popcorn behind me. The lineups for popcorn here are no joke. In fact, there are no joke lines here in Japan, in period. They are perfectly capable, ready, and willing to line up for anything. The food stalls alone, it might be even worth considering having a finer dining experience here at Tokyo Disney Sea over the cheaper options, because at the end of the day, you're gonna wait in order to get that. So yeah, if you want that, you might as well save yourself the time and the effort and get yourself an exclusive dinner in, say, the port, because yeah, it's kind of crazy waiting for food here. The lineups are unbelievable. There's not really that much to do at this park, but you can get around it within like 10 to 15 minutes if there was no crowds and slowing you down. Also, a little bit of a pet peeve, they closed down the single rider queues for some strange reason. There's obviously going to be groups of people that are riding single rides or are here on their own or whatever, but they just decided not to honor that after a certain time frame, because we got on to Raging Spirits earlier through the single rider queue, but now they just decided that it's closed. A little wishy-washy to me. Also, Journey to the Center of the Earth doesn't honor that policy either. So I don't know, it is what it is. I'm going to get something to eat and just wait for everybody to kind of peter out of this park because for the few things that I have to do here, instead of waiting 90 minutes to 3 hours for some of the attractions, I'm just going to see whether or not it gets a little bit more slower later on. You're not missing much from the daylight to night when it comes to the fact that most of the attractions here are indoors anyway. So yeah, I'm going to see how this transpires later on because yeah, I'm not waiting in these lines. Forget that. You want to wait half an hour for popcorn or for a chicken leg, then Disney Sea is your park. But for what you're paying and the whole experience and the fast pass situation, I've got 2 for Journey to the Center of the Earth. That's the only thing that I did right today. So I'm gonna get 2 rides on that at around 8 o'clock. But other than that, yeah, no real point in waiting for these queues. Wait it out, or at least I hope I'm right. And if I don't even actually get into some of these rides, I'm not really that concerned because to be honest with you, they're kind of tame. You're here for the atmosphere. If anything, you're not here for the rides. I hope I'm proven wrong with Journey to the Center of the Earth and maybe the Tower of Terror, but I don't think that I'm going to be proven wrong.
知的生命体が存在するかもしれぬ。諸君の任務はその謎を解き明かすことだ。マニュアルサーチライト点灯準備完了。よろしい。潜水艇の諸君、サーチライトは手元のレバーで操作できる。細心の注意を払って探索に当たってくれたまえ。慎重に調べるのだ。いかなる異変も見逃してはならない。諸君の発見が人類に新たな知識をもたらすかもしれんのだ。間もなく限界進路です。よろしい。ゆっくりと浮上させよう。船長、潜水艇防御装置が作動しました。このままでは潜水艇が危険です。何かに襲われているに違いない。全速力で通過させるのだ。掴まれているようです。動きません。電圧を上げて撃退しろ。船長、潜水艇のパワーが急激に低下しています。どんどん沈んでいきます。なんだと。メインパワーがオーバーヒートしそうです。船長、バックアップに切り替わりました。よろしい。潜水艇の位置を特定できるか。いいえ、我々には全く未知の深海に迷い込んでしまったようです。船長、 の消費を最小限に抑えろ。
了解。
潜水艇を浮上させる方法を急いで探すのだ。何としてもシランクルーを救わねばならぬ。浮上させられるか。
ダメです。まだコントロールが回復していません。いや、お待ちください。何かが潜水艇を押し上げているかのようです。
驚くべき現象だ。
戻りました。
諸君、よくぞ無事に帰還した。しかし海には未だ解明されない多くの謎が
ある。Alright, so 2 rides on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Yeah, a little anticlimactic, like the end with the Atlantis portion. But to be honest with you, I remember the original ride being a lot more intense during the attack of the giant squid. So, yeah, I'm going to say it's probably the weakest ride that I've done in the park. I'm kind of disappointed that it was the one that we started with, and I didn't sort out the fast pass situation a little bit better off when I did that. So at the end of the day, you know, it's definitely worth a ride. You got to have to do it. Ride system and the decor is actually the best part. The decor of the ride vehicles and the station is better than the ride itself. Because, to be honest with you, the underwater portions of the things that I saw at Fantasia-land and that are way better than what this ride has to offer. So it is what it is. It's a bit of a dated ride now. It's getting on to almost 20 years old. We'll see how Journey to the Center of the Earth holds up to that, since they were both made in the same time. Okay, so finally, we've made it into Indiana Jones. The station is definitely impressive. Calming down a bit now. It's been about a 18-minute wait on standby. Well, not standby, but my single rider ride. But I'm basically just in the queue for the fast pass right now. There was some snafus because the ride broke down earlier in the day, as I may have expressed. But now that it's getting later in the day, it looks like they're finally catching up on the queues. And so we'll see how long it takes. But give my review once we're out. A bit of progress. We finally got 2 rides in on Indiana Jones in about an hour. I'm off back to Mount Prometheus. Gonna capture the eruption. Gonna try to get on 20,000 Leagues again before my 2 rides on the showpiece attraction. Before my 2 rides on Journey to the Center of the Earth. Picking up now, getting a little better. Not sure if I'll get on the Tower of Terror. It's all dependent on how long the queue is for it, but here's hoping that we have some luck for the end of the day here. It is starting to peter out a tiny bit, so we'll see what happens. As far as the ride is concerned, definitely the show building itself and the decor is second to none. It's excellent. Animatronics, kind of a little bit wonky. Indy looks a little bit haggard in that ride, to be honest with you. And the thrill really is just the boulder at the end of the ride, but I don't want to spoil anything. It's definitely the showpiece part. Is it better than Dinosaur? I'm not so sure. I think that Dinosaur might just have it, even though Dinosaur is quite a dated ride. But this ride definitely quite an experience if Dinosaur didn't exist. But because it's the same ride system, the comparison between the two, Dinosaur I'd say has the more thrilling elements, to be honest with you, but that's not taking anything away from the Indiana Jones at the end of the day, because the set pieces for Indiana Jones are just, the set is overall spectacular. Now I'm back in Mount Prometheus. I've got a lot to do here. I've got hopefully one more ride on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I may skip that anyway if it comes down to it. As far as if it compromises my 2 fast passes for Journey to the Center of the Earth. I still have a couple things I want to check out, including like the Nautilus, which is down here. Really at night, this area really comes into its own. So if you're here in the summer, you don't actually get to see this. So it's one of the things I can't fault the perseverance of the crowd at this place. Like they will stay until this place closes. Maybe just like I am. They just want to get as much in as they possibly can, and commendable to that. It's really more on Disney to provide more attractions and more food and more efficient service to actually get the lines moving. But to be honest with you, the Fast Pass line moved very fast. I can't really fault that. So we're going to see how 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea works. I don't really need another ride on it. To be honest, I was a little bit disappointed overall with the experience. Compared to the old version, it's definitely like it's definitely better than what the original version was. And I'll intercut a couple of shots of my original ride back in 1990. But it's, for what it is, it's an alright ride. It's definitely cool to look at, but is it worth waiting an hour for? I'm not really sure. If you have like 20 minutes of time, definitely worth it, but it is a bit schlocky. I can't fault my mother for saying that as she got off of it, that, it was kind of a bit, she didn't say schlocky, but it is kind of cheap at the same time. Like, the effects are not really anything to blow your mind. So, at the end of the day, let's see what we can do here in Mount Prometheus, see if we can see an eruption as well. It's really kind of incredible. Left for this ride because there's a massive show going on in the lagoon, and not taking advantage of that. Who knows, I might be able to get 3 rides on this ride if it's worth it. If not, I'm gonna go to Tower of Terror because I do want to fit that one in, and I'm kind of nervous that I'm not going to get it in today, but really anticipating this ride, looking forward to it. So I really hope it leads it. This ride is going to base my experience in Tokyo Disneysea. It's a fantastic park, it's beautiful. If it was a little less busy, obviously I'd be having a much more efficient time. Some of the mistakes, again, are my own for not doing enough research about how to visit this park correctly. But if we get on immediately with this Fast Pass, then I have another Fast Pass, might get 3 rides in.
Captain Nemo's order. For your safety, please remain seated. Hands on.
アテンション。ネモ船長から安全に関する注意がある。走行中は立ち上がったり、目が请将帽子、眼镜和其他零散物品放进座位前方
Please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside during the journey, and supervise your children. Also, remember to secure cups, glasses, and other loose
Center of the Earth done. So I had 2 rides. I definitely like the second ride a bit more. It's not necessarily because the ride was any different. It's just I had a little bit more time to appreciate the detail of the ride. It's very quick. It's not worth over an hour, as I already said. To be honest with you, if you're going to spend your time here, there are maybe some better things to do with your time than spend 2.5 hours waiting for that ride. For a 2.5-minute ride, 2.5 hours is just kind of a ridiculous expectation. And also, you're going to kind of feel a little bit underwhelmed. Like, it's a good ride. It's definitely the highlight probably of the park. Maybe, I don't know, I'm kind of thinking that Indiana Jones might be actually the highlight now. Sit on the right side of the vehicle though, because that's the side that you're going to get the surprise or the main conflict at the end, and get a good view of it, which is definitely the highlight of the overall experience. The drop as well is really good. It would be interesting to see how that works out in the daytime. But other than that, I'm off to Tower of Terror for my final overall ride experience here at Tokyo Disney Sea. They are definitely lacking another big attraction here, something that's really sort of an all-encompassing thing and maybe a little bit modern. Having been to Shanghai Disney now, I just don't feel that this park is really the jewel in the crown anymore. I'm probably going to give it to Shanghai Disney. It's just overall a more modern experience of rides, Pirates of the Caribbean being what it is, and also Tron. Like, you have 2 rides that are just far above what you're going to get in your experiences in this park in particular. But that being said, I'm not disappointed by the rides. They are what they are. People that are here seem to appreciate them for what they are. They definitely enjoy their park very much so. But yeah, it's really the atmosphere here, and by atmosphere I mean just like the design of the place, because if you're coming here you're going to be dealing with a lot of challenges when it comes to crowd control, people bumping into you. I've had numerous run-ins with people just accidentally, unfortunately not being able to coordinate which way to go. It's just so packed and everyone's kind of jammed in here that you're just not going to get around that. So something to bear in mind, if you're not patient, you're not going to have a good time here, because yes, not only do you have those 2.5 hour to 3 hour waits, but you also have a lot of crowd issues when it comes down to space. And if you are willing to acquiesce any type of personal bubble that you have, then you'll be fine here. But it's not quite what you get in more vast spaces like, say, Cedar Point. So I'm going to go off to Tower of Terror. Hopefully I can get a ride on, and then we'll wrap our day up. So that's a wrap. I literally just finished getting off Tower of Terror. One ride, which is pretty much all I needed, because I heard on other vlogs that the drop sequence was not that intense on Tower of Terror, and it turns out they were right. Compared to the version that I'd done in Disney Paris, which was much more intense, I would definitely find that a little underwhelming after a 2 hour wait, for sure. The interior, definitely cool and unique for what it was. The story, all in Japanese, so you're not really going to be able to follow too much of that. At least I didn't get the general gist of it, other than it obviously seemed to be a spin on what Mystic Manor has to offer, as far as essentially a collector of items and a voodoo doll that takes over, or pretty much does in the Mr. Hightower, whatever his name is. So I'm going to do my merch shop now, which is obligatory. I'm glad this is the last one that I'm doing, because I spent enough on Disney, at least on Disney merch, and I don't have enough room in my bag for any more items, really. So yes, Tokyo Disney Sea, to be honest with you, took a bit of time for it to warm up with me, but I'm definitely feeling much better about the visit now. The overall experience, to be honest with you, was not that expensive, and if I came again, which I definitely would, I probably would wait until there's some new attractions here. I would probably say in a couple of years' time, I would look forward to another sort of feature area, which apparently they are building right over on the other side of this mountain over here. So I had to do some research to find out whether or not that's Star Wars related, Avatar related, or could be Frozen related, for all I know, because those seem to be the main feature areas that they're focusing on right now for Disney. But to be honest with you, impeccable park. The ride operations are second to none. We'll give them credit for that. Despite the claims on the times, most of the times were pretty much exactly what they quoted as saying they were going to be. Some time to get used to the crowds and everything that I expressed about this park. Obviously, I'm here at a very busy time of their year, if not the busiest time that they have. So that should be expected. My frustrations are probably no different than most would have for what you're confronted with as soon as you come inside. But at the end of the day, I didn't get to do everything, obviously. I didn't do a lot of the minor, or I didn't do one of the coasters. I didn't do any of the sit-down attractions, theater, that really what I was here for anyway. So I did get to do what I wanted to do, but if I wanted to actually get a full scale of the scope of this park, it's definitely obviously a 2 to 3 day park, much why it's called a resort. You need patience and you need time to get it all in. There's tons of good food. The food that I did have, I enjoyed immensely, to be honest with you. You can have a beer, you can have a cigarette here. It's that kind of park. It's not like you're going to get in a North American experience. So it's definitely worth coming down. Check out. If you're in Tokyo, you should be at Tokyo Disney Sea. I haven't been to Disneyland yet, so that will probably be the next thing that I do when I come to Tokyo. And then I'll obviously probably come back here, try it out again, and get a new take on it, say in the summertime. So that's Tokyo Disney Sea. Lots to do, lots packed in. Rides-wise, I wouldn't say it's in the top. It's not Shanghai Disney. Shanghai Disney is the best Disney park that I've been to, I'm going to say. Secondary to that is probably Disneyland Paris, and then it's the Animal Kingdom. So I'm probably going to give this park a real solid B around as far as like the experience was concerned. But yeah, there's some kinks in that as far as the ride operations or trying to figure out how to manage the immense amount of crowds that come here. Maybe it's just an off day, and that's just what I experienced because of the fact that, again, I'm here on New Year's. But yeah, signing off from Tokyo Disney Sea. Pretty unique experience. Got to get 2 rides and all the rides that I wanted to, except for the High Tower, Tower of Terror. That being said, it wasn't really worth doing another ride on. It is pretty much it's a tamer experience, like I said earlier. So yeah, Tokyo Disney Sea. Let's get out of here.